Yo, 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 what's good? What's good, everybody? It's your boy NYG22 coming back at you with another edition of Giants Conversations, man. Get myself together here real quick with this. All right. Think we good money there? What's good though, man? What's good, everybody, man? I see you out there, Tommy. What's good, man? Much love to the panel. All Giants Maximus Jones will hoist up the trophy screaming, or y'all not entertained as he leads his team to an epic Super Bowl run. So appreciate you coming through. Today, we're gonna get into something. We're gonna get into some draft stuff, some draft talk, a lot of draft talk going on out there. We also going to talk a little bit about Saquon Barkley, as well as get into a little bit of a debate with Eli Manning and Daniel Jones. I just want to see where everybody is as far as their confidence in Daniel Jones, as my man said, being able to lead this team to a Super Bowl. So that's something that I want to talk about because, even people like myself that support Daniel Jones, some might not be confident that he can really lead this team to a Super Bowl title. So we can talk about that, his development as far as him versus Eli Manning in his career at this point. I see you, Levance. What's good, man? What's good, brother? Glad you pulled up today, man, this morning, man. Get your coffee in, get you a bagel with cream cheese or something like that, man, and sit back, man, and let's rock out, man. Talk Giants football. But I do want to start with this draft stuff. So at pick 25, the Giants are probably looking to have a very solid contributor coming in on day one, just because they can pretty much go BPA. There's not no really glaring holes, so to speak, in my opinion. I think we got solid starters, or at least admirable people. Now, one would say the hot topic right now in Giants Twitter and in Giant Spaces and different things like that, different platforms, is the center position. Should the Giants take a center at number 25? Now, me, I'm popular opinion sports, man. Salute. I don't think they should. Now, this is a topic that a lot of Giants fans feel like, nah, we just need to take a center, get it over with, be done with it, take the best center available. You take the best player available. You don't reach for need. You don't reach for a position that you think you might need and pass on possibly good players at other positions. So Tudo, what's good, Tudo? Master salutes and respect, big boys. Kenny, Tommy, Levance, all diehard Giants fans in the building. Slap all stinky boy losers out the door. Forget about it. That's what I'm talking about, man. What's good? Levance, coffee in hand, baked egg and cheese. That's what I'm talking about, bro. Yeah, man. But pull up, man. So center is a need for the New York Giants. Don't get it twisted. Ben Bredesen is, I mean, not Ben Bredesen, my bad. Nick Gates is gone and John Feliciano is gone. Now, the starting center, as it looks now, is going to be Ben Bredesen or Shane Lemieux. They both took snaps at center last year during training camp. So those guys are going to be cross-trained to possibly pick up that center position. Now, a lot of people give me pushback and say, man, we can't have Ben Bredesen at center. We can't turn a guard into a center. Well, what do you think Nick Gates was playing before he took the position of becoming a full-time center? Same thing with John Feliciano. So it can be done. Now, is it the most popular opinion? Of course not. You want somebody that's been doing it for a long time. I see you, coach. What's good, man? Keep bringing that fire to the fans. Many need to continue to learn from you as you are extremely profound, do great work. We need to learn from the master. I ain't no master, man. You know what I'm saying? But hey, look, I'm a master student. Let's put it like that. I'm a master at learning and, absorbing information from others, from my peers, Coach, Tudo, Tommy, Tommy always bringing good fire, with 12 and 13 personnel. You know what I'm saying? So to his point, I think the Giants are going to be running more 12 personnel because of the tight ends. Now you got Darren Waller. Now you have my man Daniel Bellinger. So that brings me back to the center position. Do the Giants need to reach or take a center with the 25th overall pick? There are conversations about Luke Weipler, John Michael Smits, Joe Tipman, and the guy from Michigan. I can't pronounce his name. I'm sorry, y'all. I call him Double O. I think his last name's pronounced Olawatini. So maybe I mispronounced that, but my bad. I'm not good with pronunciations. And those are kind of the options. Now, John Michael Smits on most people's big board isn't even rated as a first round draft pick. Neither is Weipler. I don't think any of them are any. I think they're both of them, all of them are fringe second to third round picks. I think Olawatini, who one could argue might be the best of the bunch. I was just watching some tape on him before I came on live. I think he might be the best of the bunch, and you might be able to get him in the third round. So, again, for all the people saying we should reach for a center, tell me why you're going to reach and take a center at number 25, possibly pass on a potential number one wide receiver, possibly pass on linebacker talent, edge rush talent, defensive line talent, cornerback talent, all positions that we do need to upgrade. So that's my question. Why would you take a center at 25? Now, what position would I take NYG 22? I told y'all I'm going BPA, and I don't care what the position is. The only position that I would not take, or there's a couple positions. I wouldn't necessarily take a quarterback. I would not necessarily take a running back. And I don't know if I really want to take a safety at that spot, depending on who's available. Now, the number one safety drops. Remember, Julian Love is not part of this team no more. Depending on how you feel about Dane Belton, safety might need to be a need. It just depends on how you feel about Dane Belton and Justin Pinnock. So, preferably, I want to add talent on the defensive line and at the linebacker position. And the other position of need, I think, is cornerback. So I see y'all in the chat. Giants' biggest and deepest hole in the roster in decades has been a dominant center and also a dominant edge. Number two, dominate the game, boss. Yeah, I'm with you on the number two edge position too, though. And a guy to target is Nolan Smith. He is someone that can play well in the run game and definitely has pass rush upside. That may be there at 25, depending on how the board shakes out, depending on how many people reach for quarterbacks and running backs at that spot. Coach Dante, what's good, man? Appreciate you, Coach Dante. Appreciate you coming through. Throw the link in the chat. If Coach Dante want to come up and pull up and talk some draft with me, you can, or anybody else that's in the chat. It's an open conversation. Giants fans, we want to talk Giants today, though. So I only do this one day. You know what I'm saying? So I really, I talk on a lot of other platforms, but I never really come on my own platform, obviously, and just talk Giants. This is just a Giant stream. We're gonna get into a little bit of the NFC East, but that is also Giants related. So, because I have some questions about that and where we stack up as a team, given that the offseason, while it's still going, most of the big moves have been made. There's still a couple people out there like OBJ and, a couple other big names out there, but we'll see how it ends up. But back to the center position in the draft. Um, I I hear you too, though. I hear everybody saying about the dominant center. I just don't think you have to get that in the first round. I really don't. You know, was Sean O'Hara a first round pick? You know, was Nick Gates? He was undrafted. You know, Richburg, I think, who we had at center for a while, who was decent. He was in the, I think, second round, if I'm not mistaken. So tell me the first round center that we need, that we have to go out and get. That's above and beyond better than the rest. People say Smiths, but one could argue it's Olawatini. Some people argue it's Luke Weipler. So it's not like last year where my man Linderbaum was far and away the best. You know, it was a drop off from Linderbaum to the next guy. So that's a situation that's a little bit different. But when you don't have a Linderbaum in this draft, you don't need to go out and spend a number one draft pick on a center. The biggest problem with this Giants offensive line right now is right tackle. You don't tell me I'm lying. It's right tackle because we need Evan Neal to step up. If Evan Neal steps up and does what he was drafted to do, which was keep people off Daniel Jones's back, which he didn't do a very good job of last year, this Giants line is going to be worldly better. Even if we get average play at the center position like we got last year with John Feliciano. Um, Coach Ed, yeah, the chat, the links in the chat. If anybody wants to come up, I'm gonna be on here a while, no pressure. You know what I'm saying? I'm just gonna ramble until we get some people on the show, but no pressure at all. Y'all can sit and listen to me ramble for the time being. Tudo smashing them boys in the rugby circuit. Yeah, man, keep doing your thing. Hope your health is better. I agree with Coach Ed there, man. We always support you, bro, Tudo, man, and appreciate you, man. Always supporting us, man. You know what I'm saying? There go my man. What up, Coach?
What up, man? How y'all doing today? How y'all doing?
Good, man. Good, man. Just chopping it up, man. With the fellas, man. We good to have Giants. Joe Shane and Brian Dable. Love those guys, man. Yeah, man. And that's the thing. If you got confidence in your coaching staff, you know, it should not be a situation where we need this player, we need that player, we got to reach for this player or reach for that player. You should feel like whoever we get, that this coaching staff is going to coach them up and be able to get the most out of them, which they have so far in their in their short run, I should say, thus far. Let's read one more comment and then we'll get to you, Coach. Rugby, politics, drafting, signing different American football. No matter how you would sign off or draft those positions, you better get them hard and fast as of yesterday, boss. Yeah, I agree, man. But I just have a little bit of a different draft strategy, especially for this year, because I just don't see no blue chip prospects that are going to be available there at number 25. So I think you should definitely go BPA. And I think the Giants, what they did in this offseason, it will allow them to do that. But Coach,
Yes, sir.
how you doing, man? What's good with you, man? You want to
Doing great.
chop it up on the Giants and on this topic right here about the
Yeah.
draft. What do you think about the centers in this draft? I'll just ask you that. How would you rank them, and do you think any of them are first round draft picks?
Well, the only offensive lineman that I really think is maybe is going to be a first round draft pick. He's going to be picked somewhere near the top 10, top 15. Peter Skoronsky out of Northwestern. He's the only one that's going to be picked, probably picked in the first round, but you're going to get the rest of them probably in the mid second to third round. So, it's a big rumor that John Michael Smith can possibly go to the back half of that first round, but at pick 25. Like you said, I don't think it's no offensive lineman can be worth taking with that pick. So best player available, you go there. And one of the best players available, I wouldn't be surprised if he get to 25. But if he get to 25, I suggest the Giants, he can be a great player for the Giants. Brian Branch out of Alabama. I really like him. A safety that can convert also to corner as well. If you don't want to play him as safety, he can also be a great corner. Watch his tape at Alabama and how he dominated that Kansas State game, tackling, covering, all of that. Brian Branch, if he's still there, will be a perfect, probably a good fit for the New York Giants at that spot.
Yeah, I agree. I do like Branch. Another name that I wouldn't throw out there that may or may not be available is Deontay Banks.
Yeah.
Um,
Yep.
cornerback. He is in the Wink Martindale mold for corner, you
Mm-hmm.
know, a bigger, taller corner, press man corner. He can get the job done. He has speed. What did he run? He run like a 4.4 or
He ran like
4.5.
I believe a 4.4. He ran close to a 4.3 at the
Yeah.
combine. So he had a pretty solid combine, man. He
hmm
had some fast cornerback. Man, all of Maryland Terrapins, they were really good. They were really fast. So Maryland guys were pretty fast at the combine. So Deontay Banks is really pretty good. I like Deontay Banks. Emmanuel Forbes, I like him from
That's another one.
Mississippi State. Ran the 4.3. The only thing about it, he's small. He about 160. He's small, but he got very good coverage skill. He's very good coverage, and he's running it just because he got that 4.3 speed. He's not gonna get burnt a lot. He's not gonna get burnt a lot.
And you got to think about your division too. You
Yep.
know, you have guys like CeeDee Lamb, Scary Terry. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Devontae Smith. You know, these are all guys that are very fast and shifty and good route runners. And you're gonna need that speed in your secondary to keep up with these guys. So I definitely want a taller corner to match up with the bigger receivers, but as well as somebody with at least decent amount of speed, you know, to keep up with some of the receivers in your division. Now, you said Emmanuel Forbes, and that's somebody I've been looking at too. Do you
Mm-hmm.
think he gets to the second round?
I think it's an opportunity. He gets to the second round, but I think it's also a chance he can be drafted in that back end of the first round. I think it's also a chance he can get drafted back in that first round. He doesn't have he has the height. He has the height. He's about 6 foot,
Think
about 6
so,
foot.
yeah.
Yeah, he's about 6 foot, so he has the height, and he's also got the speed. The only thing a difference, you may have to get him to eat a little couple of cheeseburgers to get some weight up on him. Be not to say you don't want to give him no cheeseburger, but again, 160 by 160, a little bit small, a little small. But again, you got a guy. I'd rather have a guy that can cover. I'd rather have a guy that can cover at any time, at any point of the time. As long as you can do that, I'll be fine with that.
And we do have Cordell Flott. Remember, Cordell
Yeah.
Flott is a guy that has very good coverage skills, but he struggles because he's a little bit, as you said,
Yeah.
light in his
Yep.
behind.
Yep.
So he has had his struggles, you know, particularly in the run game and with press man coverage. So
Mhm.
I do like Flott. I think if you get a guy to pair with Flott, you know, and you still got Dory Jackson coming back, and you still have some of the back end guys like Darnay Holmes, as well as what's my man's name, Aaron Robinson, coming off of injuries. So I think the Giants with one more decent corner. I think they go corner in the first round or second round of this draft. And I cannot complain because look, we need to, and I talk to Giants fans a lot, and I say, look, are we closer to being a dominant offense or a dominant defense? And to me, I think with a corner and possibly another linebacker,
Yeah.
I think we could be and an edge rusher, depending on how y'all feel about Azeez Ojulari. I'm not really high on him right now. I think he would be more in the mode of a spot duty pass rusher. I kind of want somebody there on that side that can really, you know, stay on the field for one, and that does a little bit better in the running game
Yeah.
than Azeez Ojulari. But I'm gonna get to a couple comments here, and then I want to ask you about Azeez real quick.
Okay.
He says, Trudeau says he's getting surgery on January 16th in Germany. Be ready to hit the irons by May 1st, activated by July 1st, man. Yeah, man. Salute to you, Trudeau. Man, I hope you rest up, man, and get well, man, and get back out there, man. You know what I mean? We had plenty juice for anyone in the NFC. If we took a playoff victory with injuries over and backup practice squad receivers, we're definitely only going to get better. I agree, Tommy. It's only up from here. You know, this Giants team is building a very solid foundation on both sides of the ball. So I definitely think we're going to be better this upcoming season. Just watch these guys work, man. They got a plan. They have a plan. Finally, we got a coaching staff and a GM that has a plan, and it's just not just trying to patch stuff together. No Mets, no Jets, man. What's good, man? What's popping, man? Happy Sunday to you too, bro. Hit Squad, what's good, man? What up, Hit? What's good with you, man? Hope all is well with you, bro. Cavase, what's good? Our CBs are way too small. Yeah, they need to get. They're not short, pause, but they need, like my man said, eat some cheeseburgers, man. Get your weight up, bro.
They're a little small for us weight.
Weight, yeah.
They pretty good. They decent.
Yeah, but you can add weight, can't add height. So you know what I'm saying? That's what we talking about here. Looking back at film, when you see Robinson and his separation abilities with running strong after the catch, if he never got hurt, our offense scored at least 14 or more points a game. Robinson is a beast. Think you talking about Wan'Dale Robinson? I do like Wan'Dale Robinson, but then again, I don't. I just you talking about small. This dude is little, man. I mean, and look, man, you're gonna get beat up in the NFC East, man. You know what I'm saying? And I'm very worried about this guy's ability to stay on the field at that size. But we will see, we will see. And I think it's a reason the Giants are stockpiling receivers, because they know these receivers are one trip up from being on IR for the rest of the season. Besides my man Darius Slay, who nobody wants to give credit to. They don't like him. But anyway, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna keep supporting Darius Slay, just to piss people off. Another edge and a young bull DT. Yeah, man. We definitely do need to add to the D tackle room. They did bring in nachos, as they call them. So I think he is going to help on that as well. Let's see what else we got here, man. Big Pat, what's good? What's good? Shout out to Big Pat Sports Talk, man. What's popping, bro? Appreciate you coming through, man. Says look at the film, and after the catch tackles he broke. Yeah, nah, he's good. He's good, Tommy. I'm not holding you right there. I am worried, man. I'm a little bit worried. Yeah, we haven't seen enough of Wan'Dale. Exactly, man. Look, if he comes out there and lights it up, I'm gonna be pleasantly happy and surprised at the same time, because we just got to see him come stay on. If he might not be on the field till mid-season next year, y'all. So let's just think about it and pump the brakes on Wan'Dale a little bit, man. They did bring in Paris Campbell. We got Slayton back, and the biggest addition is the tight end, Darren Waller, who will be the number one receiver. I don't care what nobody say. But what's your thoughts on what was I say? The edge position. And how do you feel about Aziz? I know you're not a Giants fan, but how do you feel about Aziz? You are a coach. So how do you feel about Aziz, and what is your opinion on the edge rusher position in this draft as it relates to this draft?
Well, how I feel about the Aziz, I think he's an okay player. I think he's a solid player, but I still think the Giants, like I said again, you can never not add enough depth. You're always going to need depth. I mean, I think that's something that the Commanders got at the D line position this year. They got a lot of depth. When Chase Young was out, you had a guy that can step in and contribute right away. You look at the 49ers. They got a lot of depth when D'Amico Ryans was there. They had a lot of depth. When Bosa was out, they would still be able to stop the run. They would still be able to get to the quarterback. when Bosa was out. So you're gonna always need depth at that defensive line position. And any position you want to always have some competition there. So again, you got like I say, the edge rushing position. Of course, you got Miles Murphy, who everyone will say, who probably the best edge rusher in the game. You do got Kalijah Canty, who was fast in the combine as well. You got Tyreek. You got Tyreek as well. Tyreek Wilson as well. He's going to be drafted early. He's going to be drafted early. And you also have, like I say, Lucas Van Ness over there, who's a lot of people high on too. So it's a lot of D tackles that you can go, that you can easily go with, man. And it's gonna be something that's gonna come down with if you want to get one in that first round in the later rounds. The later rounds, I mean, Byron Murphy from Tennessee looks really good, man. He looks really good. And Kalijah Canty, all of those guys look really good. So I think it's a great defensive line class for as a whole.
What do you feel about Nolan Smith? I know he's a linebacker, but I think he's going to be more of a edge at the NFL level. How you feel about Smith there?
Well, I feel great about Smith. You got pure athleticism. He's fast. He can get it. He can stop. He's a very good run stopper. He can get to the quarterback. I like Nolan Smith. And I'll say, man, this guy really impressed at the combine, man. This guy really impressed what he did at the combine. Also, I'm gonna give you another sleeper from Iowa State, McDonald. That guy McDonald from Iowa State is really good as well, man. When that dude jumped over a parked car, man. That dude jumped over a parked car, but he's really good on the field. So, and the guy from Baylor. I don't want to botch his name. I'm kind of like you. I don't want to botch the dude's name. The guy from Baylor also can be good if he get the right coaching around him. It's pretty much since last year, y'all got the right coaching. Look like y'all in the right direction. Y'all going into the right direction. You got the right coaching. And I think any one of these players that you can find a way to draft, they're going to Brian Daboll is going to get the best out of these guys.
Right. And Tommy says Kansas at 25. I would not mind him, but the counter argument is going to be, oh, well, what about Dex and Leo? Now, look, Leo Williams, I do not think y'all will be here past this year. They have not redone his contract, and it doesn't look like they're wanting to or they're going to. So, I mean, they're just gonna let him kind of play out his contract, and then it's gonna be. So you're gonna have a hole at that position. That's the point. You know what I'm saying? So, see, when you draft, y'all, you're not just drafting for this year. See, all you guys want to reach for this center, reach for this position, reach for that position, and you're forgetting about corner because you're probably going to lose Adoree Jackson after this year. Forgetting about D tackle because you're probably going to lose Leonard Williams after this year. And you still got wide receiver. You got a bunch of people there, holes there that you need. So you think about the long-term solution for this squad. Instead of, oh, we gotta have a center, or oh, we need interior defensive line, or oh, we need a receiver. I'm not big on taking a receiver at the number 1 draft pick because guess what? The value might not be there. There go my bro. What's good, Big Pat? What's good, man?
What's good?
What's going on, Coach? What's going on, NYG?
Man, maintaining, man. We just chopping it up, man, about this draft and about these New York Giants, man. And I know you've been adamant about some of the things that you've said, and as far as the New York Giants, a lot of your opinions, like mine, are unpopular. So I'm curious to hear how you feel about this 25th pick that we are talking about right here, because like I said, I want to go BPA. I do not want to reach for a center. If the center is the best available there at that position, go ahead and take them. But I highly doubt that's going to be the case. I think you're going to pass on a lot of talent just to get a center when you could get a center possibly at 57 or in the third round. But what is your opinion on what we should do at number 25, man? Shout out to y'all in the chat, man. Appreciate y'all. We got a good turnout today. So go ahead, Pat.
It just depends, man. It depends on who's available in the first round. Like, I don't think they're gonna go away from best player available in the first round. You don't do that in the first round, period. Um, you can't. Let's just say Schmitz is there, but he's like your 45th ranked player, or let's just say he's your 25th ranked player, but you got your fifth ranked player, your 10th ranked player, your 11th and the 13th and 15th player there. I don't think they're gonna take the center over those players, to be honest with you, because you really can't do that unless you know the center is like a Linderbaum or somebody like that. Then that player will probably be ranked higher on your board because everybody knew Linderbaum was going to be a beast. Like, for sure. Everybody knew that. But Schmitz, you do have some questions about Schmitz, about his athletic ability. In order to pull in this offense, if we're still going to use the same offensive line scheme that we used last year. So his athletic ability will be a concern in that type of offense, in my opinion. So I think they go best player available. And if it happens to be a receiver, I don't think they waste time pulling the trigger because a lot of people notice we only got two receivers on the payroll for next year, and that's Slayton and Wandale. And Wandale's coming off an ACL injury, so you don't. I know they're not going to reach. If they feel Schmitz is a reach, he won't be a Giant in the first round.
Yeah, no, I agree with that, Pat. You know what I'm saying? And that's a good point you made about the receivers. Them only having Wandale Robinson and Slayton on payroll. So I think they want to build. See, a lot of people saying this Odell Beckham Jr. and I'm very not on that train. You know that because I think they really want to mold this team in Brian Dable's and Mike Kafka's system, along with Daniel Jones leading the way. You know what I'm saying? So basically, they want Daniel Jones to be in charge. When you got some of these alpha receivers, I think that the man, I'm not saying OBJ is that, but he has been a little bit of a knucklehead in the past. Let's just keep it a buck. You know what I'm saying? You might not want to go there to kind of have that fraction in the locker room because, you're going to have people want to pick OBJ side, people want to pick Daniel Jones's side. So I just think they want to kind of go the younger route to where they can bring up these receivers in their system.
That's a good point you brought up. I'm not to say OBJ is a distraction in the locker room. He's a great teammate. Like everybody will tell you, he's a great teammate. But the way this fan base is, they will put Daniel Jones and Odell Beckham against each other, like in the media sites. Like if he misses Odell Beckham on a pass or anything, I can see that happening. But to be clear, OBJ is not a locker room distraction. He's actually a pretty great teammate. You can ask him on the Rams, even the Browns, back with the Giants. It was just, I think his popularity, man, just took over.
He's a polarizing figure.
That's what he is. Super polarizing. So
what's good, Deception?
Maybe they decided they didn't want to, put that polarizing player on the team this year. Well, really, I think OBJ is overpricing himself. But I think he's going to wind up being a Jet if Aaron Rodgers goes over to the Jets.
I could see that. Man. And boy, that's going to be a hell of a show over there, man. OBJ and Aaron Rodgers in New York on the same team.
Right. And that Jets Giants game this year going to be lit.
Get your popcorn ready. You know what I'm saying? But I'd rather it be over there than over here, to be honest with you, man. We dealt with enough drama. We got a polarizing figure on our team already. His name's Daniel Jones. You know what I'm saying? People, you want another one? You want to keep add to this, man? Like, man, I think we need to chill, man. What's good, Jay? Appreciate you, man, coming through, man. let's get some of these comments. I'm gonna let Dante chime in. He was manageable though, didn't make too many big mistakes. I give him his props on that, but y'all are getting a little overzealous about a mediocre performance.
Hey, I want to talk to this guy. I don't know. I don't remember. I don't know if you remember NYG, but this is the guy that used to come. We used to call the games and say he was going to expose me. Say Daniel Jones not going to win anything. Daniel Jones is terrible. Daniel Jones is this. Where's the exposure, K-Vise? I ain't seen you in a while, brother.
Yeah, I know Tito. I'm looking like a little ninja in the background.
Right. But everybody want to say Daniel Jones was mediocre. No, Daniel Jones did what he had to do for us to win. He could have easily went out there and forced passes and probably threw 20-some touchdowns, but we were 5-12.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So guys got to really look at the game and see what he was asked to do, and he did what he had to do for us to get wins, not fucking stats. Because if you would have went out there and chased stats, he wouldn't be the Giants quarterback, and he wouldn't have got the contract that he got. So I don't think you reward super mediocre players with a contract the way they rewarded them. And they put incentives in this deal to where if he balls out, he can make what $48 million a year average if he hits the incentives in his contract. So I'm still trying to see how y'all can still say I'm delusional when the franchise has told you the exact same things that I've been saying the whole time.
Exactly, man. DJ did what was asked of him because the coaching staff didn't believe in. Oh, and more in this upcoming season, the chains will be off. Yeah, man. Look, man, we and I got something that I want to get into, man. We can transition into this topic if you guys want to. Because in the title I put in there, man, can DJ be better than Eli, or can he excel like Eli excelled? So basically, what I'm asking y'all is, can Daniel Jones win a championship in New York? Now, people might think I'm delusional for bringing up this topic, but I don't care. That's why I call myself unpopular opinion, because you ain't going to get what the media does and says over here. You're going to get the truth and how we really view this team. And I absolutely think that Daniel Jones can win us a championship. Now, can he be better than Eli? I don't know, because the problem with Daniel Jones is he's probably going to be injured. I mean, that's just the way the NFL is. He's probably going to miss games. He's already missed games. So the longevity is not going to be there that you had with Eli Manning. But the different dynamic that you guys have to understand is Daniel Jones is a dual threat quarterback. He's going to add to your run game. You know what I'm saying? And he's going to allow you to do some different things in the playbook that Eli Manning might not necessarily been able to do just because they have a different skill set. Eli Manning might have been more accurate. He's a gunslinger, has that gunslinger mentality. His intelligence level on the football field, probably better than Daniel Jones. But look at what Daniel Jones does. He allows you to, run RPOs, do different things in the run game. And he's deadly accurate. Eli Manning threw a lot of interceptions, you know what I'm saying? But he took a lot of chances and he also threw more touchdowns. So when people say 15 touchdowns is because the guy's not going out there throwing into double coverage all game. He's not taking those chances. Now, maybe they let him loose a little bit this year. We don't know. But last year, the team, you could not afford to make mistakes with that Giants team. You know what I'm saying? So you got to look at things and project what things are going to be moving forward. Daniel Jones is only 25 years old. He has at least 10 more years to play football. You know what I'm saying? So you might look back after 15 years of his career and say, look, the first 5, that was an anomaly because he ain't had what he needed. The next 10, it could be exceptional or at least average to above average. I'm realistic. I'm not saying this dude's going to go into the Hall of Fame, because remember, people say Eli Manning is a fringe Hall of Famer. So you see, this conversation is not outlandish as people may think. But let me let Dante get in there, man. And then we'll read off a couple comments.
Now I want to kind of go out on a limb. Like I said, I mean, I thought since you had that title, I've been thinking about it. So I want to go out on a limb with the right pieces. And I mean, I know this guy said the only reason he wasn't turning the ball over because of 5, he threw 5 yards. But again, when you don't have the receiving threats, you don't have really the receiving threats that can go up there and get you a jump ball or catch the ball.
I agree with this comment.
Yeah. And again, you're not going to take too many chances. So Daniel Jones did whatever he needed to make the team successful. Whatever it was, using his legs, throwing check downs. If it's open, you're going to do it. If it's open, you're going to do it. So Daniel Jones did a good job of protecting the football, but any quarterback possibility can win a championship if you put the right guys around him. And I think Daniel Jones can definitely do that if you put the right receivers around him. And plus, if he can stay healthy for longevity, I think and plus them legs, plus his legs, add a little more fire to what he can do. So I'm going to go out on a limb, and I'm going to say it's a possibility he can be better than Eli Manning. If he can keep his turnovers down, if he can keep his turnovers down and make the smart decisions, I think it's a possibility he can be better than Eli Manning. I think it's a big possibility. He just got a lot more assets to his game than Eli Manning. He just got a lot more with the legs. Give him a better being able for him to escape the pocket. It just add a little more dynamic. To him.
Yeah, now I agree with that, Coach. You know what I'm saying? Because it's 2 different skill sets, But at the end of the day, what do we want to do? We want to win games. We want to win games as fans. The Giants as a team, they want to win. They want to put, fans in the seats, sell merchandise and different things like that. And that's hard to do if you're losing all the dang on time. So that's kind of where I'm at with it. I don't know if he can be better than Eli, but I think he can be comparable at worst. Can he be better? Yeah. I mean, depends on how his career shakes out. Like I said, we only in year 5. He's just starting to be able to build. They're just starting to be able to build the proper team around Daniel Jones. It's as if the first 5 years they didn't know what he needed to succeed as a quarterback, or they didn't give a what. So it's one of the two. You know what I'm saying? So, Pat, what you think about this topic that I presented to the audience today, man? First of all, 2-part, can Daniel Jones win the Giants the championship? I think I know where you at with that. Can he be better, have a better career than Eli Manning? That's the bigger question. But go ahead, bro.
First question is yes, and the second question is yes. I believe Daniel Jones has a similar arm to Eli, because Eli's arm was underrated. The thing that Eli has over Daniel Jones, like, he has a way better understanding of situational football in the game than Daniel Jones is right now. But Eli was exceptional at that. Like, Eli had a better understanding of the game than most quarterbacks in his era. So that was Eli's gift. Now, the gift that Daniel Jones has is his athletic ability, the way he can get out the pocket and make a couple of things happen with his legs. And somebody just said that DJ really is not a quarterback that can use a top receiver. He needs short route runners. Well, how can you know that when he's never had a top receiver?
What's good,
You know what
Jeffy?
I'm saying?
Appreciate you.
He's never had a top receiver out there to throw to. So how you know that? He's only been using what he's been available to him. CJ Board, the, all those guys that's not even in the league anymore. Benny Fowler, all those guys. Like,
Yeah,
how can you?
not to cut you over real quick, but nobody's saying DJ is Eli. I'm saying, can he have a better career? Remember, this is only his fifth year. You know what I'm saying? So if you can't take the conversation, I mean, I don't know what to tell you, because look, people were bashing Eli Manning. You guys did not start respecting Eli Manning until what? They went all the way to the championship game and won. And even still, even still, people doubted that dude, talked junk about him, said he was, you know, the runt of the litter in the Manning family. I mean, they trashed this dude. You know, he got lucky. The defense carried the team. Then he went out and did it again on his own arm, and then people still trashed that. So the same thing they doing to Daniel Jones. So it's not
Yeah,
outlandish.
that's what people do when they don't want to get into the conversation and they don't really understand what you're talking about. Like they try to make little comments like that to try to make you look silly, but you're the one that's looking silly in the long run. Because I told you what was going to happen. I told you that DJ was going to lead us to the playoffs and he might win us a playoff game, which he did. So you can keep calling me delusional if you want
What's
to,
good,
but
Raphael?
I guess I'll be delusional and being right at the same time. I guess I don't know how that happens, but it is what it is.
Yeah, man. So he says DJ is accurate because he's throwing 5-yard passes.
Yeah, DJ
But
only threw 5-yard passes all last year. I got
I thought he had the reputation for being one of the best deep ball passes in the game.
you right.
Did I miss that?
hmm But he
Okay.
can only throw 5-yard passes, so
I
he
mean,
only threw 5-yard passes last year. Now the crazy thing about it is Justin Herbert and Daniel Jones had the same amount of air yards on their passes throughout the whole season.
mhm.
So are you saying that about Justin Herbert too?
Well, beat Pat Mahomes at least twice. Yeah, you see what I'm saying? Um, Jones is about to break records in completion and yards. He had receivers who dropped everything O line put together with Elmer's glue. This wide receiver roster and O line, I'm sure he will be a monster by mini camp. Yeah, I mean, if DJ Hayes is competitive too, that's crazy. Yeah, man, nah. You could say what you want to say. Like I said, it's your opinion, bro. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna kick you out of here, man, but please keep it respectful. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm not out here to disrespect anybody. My show is dubbed Unpopular Opinion for a reason. You're more than
hmm
welcome to your opinion. You know what I'm saying? Let's keep it in line, though. You know what I mean? Um,
Yeah, that little dude. I told you that's the little dude that was
I know he is. Yeah, he be
Nobody questioned is DJ better than Eli. We're saying can he have a career moving forward like Eli? That's why I said
exactly.
you got to pay
Because he's
attention
thinking
to the
about it like
question.
right now. That's what he's
Yeah,
thinking. He's not thinking about the projection on what this dude could do. What if he goes out there and throws 35 touchdowns next year and has another 5 or 6 running the football? You know what I'm saying? Over 40 touchdowns and say, 4,000 plus yards.
that's how you know that's just a hater of a person. Like
Mm-hmm.
anything that you say the dude can do good. Look what they do. Nobody
Mm-hmm.
said he was better
All
than
right.
Eli.
Peace out, bro. Appreciate you coming through. Um, If he can't take the conversation, that's okay. Jones will be Burrow, Allen, Herbert 2.0. I don't think he will. I think he has a different skill set than those dudes. Now let's
hmm
start with Joe Burrow. Joe Burrow has the luxury of having 3 number 1 wide receivers on his team. But I give Joe Smooth credit. That dude's good. That dude understands coverages. He's very accurate. You know what I'm saying? And he gets the job done. He's a winner, and he plays cool under pressure. Nobody taking away from Pat Mahomes. He is the best quarterback in football right now. Um, but Justin Herbert, I'm sorry, I'm just not a big fan of this dude. And people want to make the same excuses they make for Daniel Jones for Justin Herbert. He doesn't the coaching, he doesn't have this, he doesn't have that. That dude has receivers. They got a defense. They're coaching, yeah, it is what it is, but I thought you're supposed to elevate, right? Above all that,
Yeah, that's
above all
what
the
he can't
nonsense.
do. That's what
He
he
doesn't.
can't do.
He
That's
doesn't.
what he can't do. NYG. Like people say, what's going on, bro? It's like people say, the offensive scheme is so bad, the coaching is so bad, but this dude has thrown for more yards than any other quarterback in his first 4 years than anybody. But the scheme is bad, but it's allowing him to put up all these stats you love, right?
Mm-hmm. I
So
agree
so
with you,
so what
Definitely.
is it? What is it? It's just that when it comes to crunch time, he's never pulled through for him. That's the difference.
Right. And they do not understand that. You know what I'm saying? We're talking about projection moving forward. Now, let me ask you something here.
Thanks, Tudo.
Tudo, appreciate you, man. He says New York Football Giants 9 wins, 7 losses, and a tie, locking up the number 6 seed in the playoffs. See, people don't respect that. You guys, you wanted winners, and I guess he got out of Dodge, which is fine. But you want this team to win, but then you don't like how they're winning. You want them to put up a whole bunch of points and Daniel Jones to have a whole bunch of stats for you to appreciate what the team is doing. The team. Now, if you want stats, what has Josh Allen won? What Justin Herbert hasn't even won a playoff game. For all his talent, shouldn't he at least be consistently in the? They barely got in this year, and I think last year they didn't even make the playoffs.
No,
So
they ain't never made the playoffs to this year, and he had a 500 record. He has a 500 record, bro.
you see what I'm saying?
All those stats don't mean shit if you can't come through in the clutch. So I'm trying to tell people, man.
And
All those stats that he put up.
And to your point, this is why I think that the argument in the conversation that I'm bringing to the table today is very legit, because when you look at Daniel Jones, he had what, fourth quarter game winning drives. I think fourth quarter comebacks. He got it done in his very first playoff game on the road in a tough place to play. Minnesota's Eli Manning used to get dog walked in Minnesota when they went up there. I remember that, like that place is tough. You know what I'm saying? Despite what people think about the Vikings, that place is tough to play. So for him to be able to do that, going there cool and smooth, and yeah, you ran into a buzzsaw, which was the Philadelphia Eagles, but they dog walked everybody damn near until they ran into the Chiefs. So I mean, ain't no slight there. You know what I'm saying? That's a tough team. But yeah, man, that's what I'm saying. It's not as crazy as you think. I think Daniel Jones has the mindset to play in New York and to win in New York because he doesn't get rattled. They've drugged this through the mud. And for him to sign the contract to come back, Daniel Jones could have easily said, bro, I'm testing free agency. F New York, F this fan base, because they always shit about me. They always dog me. They always run me through the mud. But what did he do? He said, I wanted to be back. I want to do this thing right, and I want to win a championship in New York. Y'all don't respect that, though. But yeah, you can have Aaron Rodgers come in here. Just watch what this dude does to the Jets. Y'all watch. I guarantee you this shit ain't going to work out. I guarantee you, man, because he's got one foot in the NFL and the other foot on the golf course. That dude is coming in the Jets to get paid, and that's it. He's not interested in winning. We got a quarterback that's interested in winning. You're looking at all these other quarterbacks. Lamar Jackson. I love Lamar Jackson. He won a guaranteed contract. He's worried about getting paid. Most of these guys are worried about getting paid. Yeah, you want to get paid, but you want to win too. And I think that's the perfect marriage in the quarterback that we got. He didn't set no market with his contract. So y'all can kick rocks on that. Tommy says, Neil played terrible in the interior, was walking wounded. Jones made lemonade with lemons. Other quarterbacks would have folded like a lawn chair. Yeah, man, I agree, man. All the stuff that he went through, man. Eli got it worse than DJ. Yeah, man. Eli got drugged, man. Eli can't be compared. His playoff runs are second to none. He has drive with no incompletions. Took the Super Bowls he won. Yeah, we not comparing him. I'm saying projection wise. What if Daniel Jones wins 3 Super Bowls? Then what y'all gonna say? What if he goes out there and the Giants go 14-3 and they just dog walk through the playoffs and beat up on everybody? Then what y'all gonna say? You see, you can say I'm silly now, and the conversation is silly now, but and this is a recorded line, so in 7-8 years we can come back and revisit this and see if we were right or we were tripping. Um, Confronting the BBK comfort. Yeah, we ain't worried about him, man. You know what I'm saying? I put the link in the chat. These dudes love to comment and they don't want to come out and face the funk. You know what I'm saying? So
Right.
Coach Craig, Coach Craig.
Pause, coach.
Pause, super pause. I think he's better than Allen already. Yes, Allen has a stronger arm. Yeah, Josh Allen threw 1 billion interceptions too. So
Yeah, he's a wild dude, man. He
mm,
has to be contained, and they lost a little bit of containment on him this year. Let's see if they can reel him back in, because if you let Josh Allen do what he wants to do, he'll throw about 15 to 20 picks a year
Yep.
if you allow him to.
yeah, Patrick Mahomes worst kid. Johnny Manziel was the greatest. Yeah, man, they sound it. Now let's talk a little bit about Saquon Barkley. So Saquon, you know, they still got the tag on Saquon. People saying he ain't gonna play on the tag, yada yada yada. We don't. The Giants have kind of left that deal on the table, or and said, hey, take it or leave it. We gonna fall back and do some other things here in the background. Get back with us. So, question: how y'all think this Saquon situation plays out, and do you think he goes into the season on the tag?
Yeah, he will. I just think he may hold out training camp or something like that. He may hold out mini cap or something like that. But he'll play for the Giants this year, because nobody's going to give up a first round pick for a running back. Nobody's going to give that up.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
There's barely been running backs picked in the first round the past 3 years. So it is what it is. It's an unfortunate situation, but I think his management misjudged the market. And when Miles Sanders signed that 6 year, $24 million deal, that hurt him.
Mm-hmm.
So it is what it is. It's like people pick and choose who they want to bash, because at first they was bashing Daniel Jones when he was having his contract negotiations, saying that he was selfish and he gonna force it to where we can't bring back players, and they got the contract done, and it was a very team friendly contract. But now they don't have that same smoke for Saquon when it comes to him signing his contract. Remember, the dude had a $13 million deal on the table all the way through the Daniel Jones negotiation, but he didn't sign it. And now that everybody's seen what the running back market is, that contract has been rescinded, because I'm not going to pay you $13 million and a guy that has similar production only got six.
Yep.
So now, if they do come back and give him a $11 million a year contract, I said they'll be doing Saquon a solid, because they don't have to do that. But
Yep.
all of a sudden, no, that's not right. He should be paid and all this. Well, Derrick Henry can't get traded, and he's been getting 2,000 yard seasons. He can't get traded, and his salary is only 12.5 million, and nobody wants to
Mm-hmm.
trade for him. So you got to put this on Barkley misjudged the market. Him and his agency misjudged the market, and now shit, the franchise tag is his best friend now, because he's getting 10 million instead of probably 8 or 9 million that he probably would have got on the open market. Believe me, if they felt Barkley was that dude, somebody would have been knocking down the Giants' door already for
Yep.
And you got to think too. Barkley. Now he played what 16 out of 17 games. I think he set that one game
him.
towards the end of the season. But that dude was banged up last year, man. Keep it 100, man. And they know that the Giants staff knows that. You know, they know there is a risk, a big risk, injury risk here. Now, you know, you could say the same thing about Daniel Jones, but the difference is, you know, a quarterback versus the running back position. And if you pay a running back, you know, 13 and a half million, and he doesn't play X amount of games, and I think that's kind of where the contract could be, because Joe Shane has been doing these incentive laden contracts. and we know the players, they want their money up front. They want guaranteed money. This is the fight in the battle between ownership and the players. So I don't look, I don't know if Saquon will play on the tag, and I don't know if he gets a long-term deal, but I agree with you, Pat. He kind of blew it a little bit here. You know what I'm saying? As far as not taking the contract when they offered him. I think they offered this contract back near at the bye week, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah,
So,
it was 12.5 million, and then when it came to the offseason, they said it went up to 13 to 13.5 million. People forget that this man said out his mouth that he didn't want to reset the market, so
mhm,
that's why they offered him what they did. Now you're gonna say that Daniel Jones is this and that. So where's that smoke for Barkley? I love Barkley, but he came out his own mouth
mhm,
and said that he wanted to be a Giant and he did not want to reset the market. So the market is at 16 million with Christian McCaffrey, and then Ezekiel Elliott, who just got released. And then the
mhm.
next closest people are Nick Chubb and Derrick Henry. Now compare their careers. Nick Chubb and Derrick Henry has been doing more because they've been healthy and they've been balling. This is his first year being healthy. So offering you a million more to what those dudes got, shit, that's an absolute solid. And he turned it down. So if you don't want to reset the market, how can you turn down 13.5? That means you want Christian McCaffrey money. And they was like, no. We're not going to give you Christian McCaffrey money. Have you heard of Todd Gurley? Have you heard of Le'Veon Bell? Christian McCaffrey for the Panthers? Because let's not act like he was living up to that contract before he got traded to
Damn,
the
sure wasn't.
49ers.
Mm.
Ezekiel Elliott,
Yep.
Alvin Kamara, like all these people getting, man, I'm telling you, bro,
What's
y'all
your
better
thoughts
get
on this,
prepared.
Coach? What's your
I,
thoughts on this, Coach
I agree with
Dante?
that. Remember this. I think he will sit out doing training camp. I think he will sit out doing training camp. But Le'Veon Bell sitting out that season when he complained and begged for his money in Pittsburgh, that hurt Le'Veon Bell really, really bad. And you see how he turned out with the Jets. And you see with the Chiefs, nobody wanted him. Nobody really wanted him on the squad. Sitting out that season really hurted him. And like I just think Saquon Barkley, I don't think he's gonna show up to camp, but I think he will play. I think he will figure it out, and I think he will come to the line. I think he will play this year. I don't see him not playing up on a franchise tag. I don't see him not doing it.
Yeah,
If he don't, that's his ass.
Yep, that's
yeah. It's gonna be a problem, man.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? For real, man. But I'm kind of feeling like you guys. I think eventually something's gonna get worked out. And it's gonna be less than what he anticipated, man. But you gotta understand these running backs coming in, man. Shit, if I was a running back, man, I'd convert to a wide receiver. I get my hands together, man, and
Man,
and try to
what?
play receiver, man, because these guys ain't not getting anything close to what some of these other positions are getting, man. They're just not valued no more. The days of the ground and pound offenses are just no more. That's when the running back was really valued, when teams were focused on the running game. Now you got your quarterbacks that that pretty much add to the run game, man. So that takes away even more from the value of the running back.
Yeah,
So
you know when I knew that the running backs weren't gonna get paid anymore? When those receivers started signing those 28 to $30 million deals.
mhm,
And you know the quarterbacks are gonna go up every year. So what
mhm.
position what position did they choose? They chose the running back because all those running backs who got those contracts didn't pan out. So now the league is like, you know what? We're gonna recoup some of this receiver and quarterback money away from these running backs.
Mhm.
You can average 1,200 yards a season. You might get $10 million a year now at running back position for the next few years because they're gonna recoup that money somehow. You think they got that TV money to give it all to the players? Hell no. The owners
Yeah.
getting their cut. Shit, somebody got to pay. because the offensive lineman, look, shit, damn, what Lane Johnson signed for $33 million on 1 year. So
Whew,
now, the lineman. So you think Andrew Thomas ain't gonna come to the table? Hey,
whew.
look, yeah, 28 million is the floor. That's the floor.
Hey,
So if you
man.
offer us 28 million, we walk.
He about to get Daniel Jones money, bro. I'm
Yeah,
telling you.
he gonna be like 10 million below Daniel Jones. I think Andrew Thomas is gonna get 30 million a year. I
Mhm,
truly believe that. And then the defensive tackles are getting paid. You're gonna have to give Dexter Lawrence his money too.
mhm. And who does that take away from? Your man Saquon Barkley. And think about this too. Um, if Saquon comes and plays on the 1 year tag, 10.5, whatever, you know what I'm saying? Or whatever they talking, right? Gotta think the Giants can go out and draft a running back this year and just move off Saquon for the next season. You know what I'm saying? And be paying a rookie running back peanuts. You know what I'm saying? Because guess what? They gotta pay Dex. They gotta pay Andrew Thomas. Eventually, you're gonna have to pay Kayvon Thibodeau if he pans out to be what we think he's gonna be. So, I mean, and then you got to talk about McKinney. If you want to pay McKinney, where is the money for Saquon Barkley? You know, and people gonna be mad. Oh, they let Saquon Barkley go. They let Saquon Barkley go. They should have signed him. Well, let's see who he signs with for his next contract. I mean, he's gonna get some money, but it ain't gonna be nowhere near, like you said, no 10, 11, 12 million dollars. It just ain't. And I wouldn't pay Saquon that. Love Saquon to death, man. But shit, man, you need to pay your left tackle. You need to pay the guy in the middle of your defense. On the line, Dexter Lawrence. Those guys need to be paid. And people don't want to hear the positional value, yada yada yada. But give your running back 12, $15 million, and let's see you build a team around that. Let's see you build a team around a running back instead of building the team around your quarterback. Um, where Pat go? I guess he dropped off. Maybe he'll be back. Tommy says Dable left because Allen won't change. He will keep doing the Favre and Jones does exactly what they tell him to do. Right, right, right. It's not like the Giants were disrespectful to Barkley, and they weren't.
No.
And that's the thing. You know what I'm saying? That is the thing. They're not disrespecting Saquon Barkley. They're giving him what market value is. You know what I'm
Yep.
saying? So, he had 11 and a half on the table. He should have took it. That's on him.
Yep.
Pat made a video last year specifically. There hasn't been a QB with rookie paychecks who take any team to the playoffs single-handedly with no O-lines, no offensive weapons. Exactly. Phone bugged out. Need the link. I got you, bro. There you go. But yeah, man. So that's the thing, man. It's not like we're saying anything outlandish. This is what the Giants are telling you. This is what the NFL is telling you. The value of the running back position. So look,
Yep.
I love Saquon, but there's no way you can afford to pay him anything more than $11 million, in my opinion.
Yep.
Now we're gonna bring Pat back in. Now let's talk a little bit about the overall landscape of the NFC as a conference, and the NFC East in particular as a division. Now, if we're thinking about the top teams right now, people might say, just based off last year's performance, you know what I'm saying? I'm not going to be delusional or anything like that and say the Giants are the best team in the NFL, but I do hope they are soon, do have that crown. But let's not keep it a buck. The Eagles are in the Super Bowl. Chiefs were in the Super Bowl. We'll put them 1-2. You know, Chiefs in the AFC, so we're not gonna talk about the AFC. I know you're an AFC guy, Coach Dante. If you want to chime in, you can on that. And I'm gonna pass the mic to you here in a minute, and then we're gonna get Big Pat back in there. But I do believe that as it stands right now, if I'm looking at the NFC, I'm looking at the Eagles. I'm looking at the 49ers, possibly. If you want to go with who else is the other team? I don't know about Seattle. Detroit still has some things to prove. If you guys want to say Dallas, I'll give you that one. You know what I'm saying? But that's 3 teams. Who am I missing? Because ain't nobody in the NFC South worth a crap. So we can eliminate that division altogether right now, in my opinion. You know what I'm saying? So
Nope.
Who else? Who else, Dante? What am I missing here? Because I got Giants right now, 3rd, 4th best at worst.
It's hard. It's hard, but I'm gonna go borderline 5. I think the Giants are gonna be a little bit better than expected. I'm not gonna say they're gonna go over I'm not gonna say they. I think they at 5, just at best. Just at best, they probably at 5. But other than that, I never was serious on Minnesota. Minnesota was the fraudulent team of the NFC. They were the most fraudulent team in the NFC last year. Never was sold on them. Didn't think they were going to beat the Giants in that playoff game, and thank God I was right. Didn't think they were going to do it. The NFC South is just a mess. I think the Saints is gonna make. I think the Saints are gonna make the playoffs. I think they're gonna win that division.
Yeah,
Derek Carr gives them a better stability at the quarterback position, and I'm not putting them as a contender. I think they can win a division, but I'm not putting them as a contender at all. I think the Lions is gonna come down to the Lions and the Bears. I believe that's gonna win for the NFC North. I will take the Bears. I think they're a little bit of a better team in the NFC North as of right now. And you already know, Philly. You got 3 teams, and basically the NFC. You can make an argument for the three out of 3 teams out of the whole NFC. Out of 3 teams in the NFC East, the best 3 teams basically maybe in the NFC East. That's the Eagles, Giants, and Cowboys. The 3 best teams in the NFC could turn out to be the NFC East Conference. That's a bit probably outside of the 49ers. Outside of the 49ers.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I totally agree with that. Let me get to a couple comments, then Pat, we're gonna get you in there. Tudo says, big boss Pat, the players' contract drama ain't the players, it's all on their agents representing them and coaching them to sit out and don't show until they get paid. Bonuses and incentives or else. I agree with that. What do you think of Chase Young's career so far? Would you start considering him a bust, or it's too early? I think it's too early. I think it's too early. You need to get that dude some chance. He come off a major injury. Usually it takes you 2 years to get back fully healthy. So I'll pump the brakes on Chase Young right now. I think he still has potential to be pretty good. His rookie year was good. I mean, it was excellent. You know what I'm saying? In last couple of years, of course, the injuries and things like that. Seahawks, Lions, and Bears would be contenders this year. I'm gonna say I'm still kind of iffy on. I know the Bears made a lot of moves, but I mean, I got to see it on the field. The Lions, I am high on the Lions. I think that team, and the reason is because they got a solid offensive line, and with a couple pieces on that D line was cooking. McNeil and Hutchinson, like those dudes are ready, man. So look out for the Lions because their line play. If Jared Goff can just be Jared Goff, which is average, they should be in playoff contention. So I definitely think the Lions are up and coming team.
Secondary is a little better now. They beat up on that secondary. Cam Sutton and CJ Gardner-Johnson, who left to come to the Lions. That secondary is a whole lot better now.
Absolutely. But I'm gonna let Pat get in here. Pat, where would you have the Giants in this NFC as far as contention is? If you want to kind of go through who you think the top teams in the NFC are gonna be?
The top teams in the NFC are going to be the Eagles, the Cowboys, the Cowboys, the Giants, the Lions. Especially if Aaron Rodgers leaves, I think that's the Lions' division to have. You have to see what that talent that the Bears accumulated, what they will do if Justin Fields will take the next step as a passer. And the 49ers, you got to throw the Seahawks in there. The Seahawks can be very dangerous. Now, out of all those teams, I think with the addition of Waller and things, I think we're a little bit better than the Seahawks. I think we would beat the Seahawks if we had Waller than last year. I think we would have beat the Seahawks last year if we didn't get those 2 damn fumbles by Richie James.
Mm-hmm.
Now, the 49ers, we got a lot of work to do. The Eagles, we got a lot of work to do. I think we're right there with the Cowboys. I still give the Cowboys a little bit of an edge until we beat them. The Lions, we're right there with the Lions. I have to say this. We had a lot of injuries in that Lions game too.
Mm-hmm.
Would have Leicester still a roster? So I think we're right there, man. The thing we should be focused on is winning the NFCs. I think whoever wins the NFCs has a pretty good path to make it to the Super Bowl.
Mm-hmm.
If you could beat the 49ers in the NFC Championship game, because I think the 49ers are going to be right there again. They're going to start off 2-3 or 3-5, and then all of a sudden they're going to run off about 8, 9, 10 in a row and be right there in the thick of things again. That's what they do. They've been doing it for the past 5 years, and people aren't noticing that shit.
Yep.
If that boy Brock Purdy doesn't get hurt, I think they win the Super Bowl. Because I think they punish the Chiefs if they make it there, man. I'm telling you.
Yeah.
It's just something about that damn team, man. They start off slow, and then they get that one victory. It's like they get a taste of blood, and it's over with. They just go crazy. So, the teams we have to worry about is Philly, Dallas, and the 49ers, to be honest with you. And if we can go 4-2 in this division, beat every team at least once, and at least split with the Eagles and Cowboys and continue to dominate the Commanders, I think we'll be okay. We'll be in that dance. So we gonna see, man. We're definitely one of the better teams in the NFC. You still have to give the Vikings some props, but I think the Lions finally take that step, man. They finally beat out the Vikings and get in and win that NFC North. I agree with Coach. I think the Saints win the NFC South unless they're a bunch of dummies. I think the 49ers pull out the NFC West. It'll be a tough race between them and the Seahawks. See if Geno could do it 2 years in a row. He has a bunch of weapons over
Do y'all
there.
think the Rams will bounce back?
No, the Rams are done.
They done.
Rams are done. These dudes, the Rams are done, man.
Yeah,
They sold for that Super Bowl. They got their ring, and now that's about it. You might see Aaron Donald retire after a year or two.
Because he was threatening retirement after the Super Bowl, so this year may make him retire for good for right now.
Especially,
y'all think if the Bucks get a quarterback, they can bounce back?
If the Bucks get a quarterback,
then
the Saints might be in trouble.
Because I think that team still has a lot of talent. Yeah,
it depends on who they get as the quarterback. Because this word going around that Kyle Trask, they may just throw Kyle Trask out there, and if that's the case, I still think the Saints are going to win the division. I don't think the Saints. I really don't think the Saints are overall that bad of a team. I just think last year they lacked the quarterback position. They had good defense. They was good on defense. They were really good on defense. I just think the stability of adding Derek Carr gives them a more capable chance of winning the division due to him his reputation at being the quarterback and Chris.
Oh yeah, I forgot they did get Mayfield. Oh yeah, their ass is done. Yeah, they threw. Look, man.
Wow. Okay, he'll make a couple of plays this year.
Look, man. Giants home opening, right? So I go to the game, right? And as Panthers fans, right there to see. So they, y'all trash, whatever, man. I said, just watch this dude play quarterback, man, and let's just see how this goes down, man. They were so pissed at Baker Mayfield. Like they were like, he's got to be the worst quarterback in the league. Like this dude they were like and I watched him. I had like kind of like an all 22 kind of view. He was missing open receivers. I mean, he wasn't looking down the field. He would just take over and try to run. Like that dude is not a good quarterback, like at all, man. Like, and I almost forgot they got Baker Mayfield. That's how irrelevant he is, man. You know what I'm
I
saying?
did forget.
That's how irrelevant this dude is right now, man. Deception says if the Lions get Jalen Carter on that D line with Hutchinson, watch out. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's gonna be nasty. Don't nobody want to deal with that. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying? Don't forget about the what's his name? McNeil? Neil?
yeah. That dude was
He
killing
was
us, man.
golly. Who is this guy? Coming through there, man.
I
Hitting
mean,
Daniel Jones. I said, God,
he owned our center and right guard in that game, man. I'm
for
like,
real.
oh, yeah, you got this dude looking like Lawrence Taylor out here, man. What are y'all doing?
Oh shit. Yeah, man. Rams have no regrets, but their future is a heavy limbo. Yeah, the Eagles gonna be there too. If they don't do nothing this year, because Hurts is
Oh
up.
yeah, this is their
This is
last
it for them.
hoorah right here. You
Mm-hmm.
know how much? You know, man. You know how many voided contracts they gotta pay? Like it's over $200 and something million in voided contracts over the next 6 years.
Mm-hmm.
That is absolutely insane. They're gonna be paying that Eagles team for like 10 years, and they're gonna be retired for like 6 of them. That shit crazy, bro. They better do it now. But
Yeah,
if they fuck
yeah.
around and don't make the playoffs, oh man, that's they ass.
Mm-hmm. They better do it now, man. He says the Giants decided to hold joint practices with the Lions for a reason. Yeah, they
Yeah,
got
they
this
did.
weird little connection with the Lions, you know. Even before Kenny Galladay, was it Damian Harrison went over to the Lions?
Mm-hmm.
Was it Okara?
Yep.
He went over
Okoro
there.
went over there.
Yeah. So then we got Kenny Galladay and Golden Tate. Thank you, Detroit.
Right. They gave us some bullshit.
Straight up, man. Staff will fill the gaps, have a group of rotation players giving us starter production. Absolutely, Tommy, man. We're gonna be all right, man. We're gonna be all right, man. But I'm gonna wrap this up, fellas, man. It's been a blast, man. You know what I'm saying? Trying to do these Giants conversations on Sunday around this time. I was doing it during the season. So in the off season, you know, we'll do like once a week, once every couple weeks, you know, I'll pull this up and we'll get in here and chop it up, man. But last thoughts, man. Last thoughts on the Giants, man. Coach Dante and Big Pat, man. Y'all go in, man. What y'all think? What's your expectations for this team, man? And let me ask you something real quick about, because I know you're a Texans fan, so you know I know it's a Giants stream, but respectfully, I want to ask you about the Texans. Where you think they're going with that second pick?
I think it's either Bryce Young or CJ Stroud. Bryce Young and CJ Stroud. Yes, they interviewing other quarterbacks. Of course, that's their job. They're gonna look at other guys, but no question is either Bryce Young or CJ Stroud. Whoever the Panthers don't take, that's who the Texans will have problems. Who will take? But it's leaning towards they really like CJ Stroud. Really like CJ Stroud. So the preferred pick for me is Bryce Young. He has a little more playmaking ability. Bryce Young is the most accurate quarterback in this draft. He's the best accurate quarterback in the draft. Now Bryce Young overall, I think he's the best quarterback in the draft overall. I know his size, him being small, you know, it's a little concern for a lot of people. But again, I think I'll take the overall playmaking ability, his ability to extend the play for receivers to get wide open. And he didn't have 1,000-yard wide receiver. His receiving core, the best receiver basically was a 744-yard receiver was Burton, Jermaine Burton. And his running back was the best player outside of him on the offense. His running back, Jamel Gibbs, was the best player on the offensive side outside of him. So It's quarterback. It's definitely going to be quarterback. With the second pick out of C.J. Stroud and Bryce Young, whoever the Panthers basically don't take.
And you said you like Bryce Young. Is there any way the Panthers take Anthony Richardson?
It's a good possibility. I think it's that combine that he had probably the best combine out of all quarterbacks that day, and that kind of shot him up a little bit more. They kind of shot him up a little more. Remember Trayvon Walker, how he shot up in draft boards, against for the Jacksonville Jaguars, after his combine pretty much. Outside shot that Anthony Richardson does get drafted number 1 to the Carolina Panthers. Now that's when the decision becomes tougher. If he goes right there to the Panthers, who would the Texans value more, CJ or Bryce Young? That's when it becomes tougher. If it's Anthony Richardson, will be the pick at number 1 overall. But I think, the Panthers may go CJ Stroud, Bryce Young, probably go to us. And Anthony Richardson, look out for the Colts with Anthony Richardson right there. Look out for that position right there. But
okay, good stuff, man. Appreciate you, Coach.
Sure.
Pat, what's your last thoughts on the New York Giants, man? And what they might do here moving forward.
I definitely know they're gonna attack the center position in the draft. I don't know if they do it within the first 2 rounds, like everybody wants them to. I wouldn't be mad, but it just depends on what they do. And I tell you what, if the fucking Panthers take Anthony Richardson number 1, Lord have mercy.
I think for us right now, Anthony Richardson needs to sit a year. It may take a year for him to get to him, but he is the most physically gifted quarterback in the draft. I think it takes a year.
I get all the physical gifts and all that stuff, man. I'm a Florida fan. When I tell you, if they throw that boy with the Carolina Panthers and he starts year 1, it's going to be a serious problem out there at Carolina. Somebody's getting fired.
He definitely
whoever they draft, they're gonna start. The Panthers they don't have nothing at the quarterback position, pretty much. I don't know, man. I got a feeling it's gonna be a curveball, man. I really got this. I just got this hunch, man, that they're going to take Richardson. I don't know, man. He reminds them of Cam Newton. Like they're going to throw out there on the limb. They trying to put fans in the stands. I just
think the Panthers still I think the Panthers actually like him, bro. Good enough to take him number 1. I tell people that all the time. Don't rule Anthony Richardson the pot of this because it could be a curveball to watch.
I'm telling you, man.
Wouldn't it be funny if they took Anthony Richardson and then the Texans took Will Levis?
Oh shit!
Oh man!
Oh my goodness, man! Don't do that to me now. Don't do that.
That will be absolutely hilarious, bro. Both y'all need y'all ass whooped.
Oh man, I think Levis is going to the Colts though, man. I think the Colts like Levis.
I think CJ Stroud will be a great pick for the Panthers. To be honest with you, I think he has the mental capacity to survive the first 2 years, and they can move forward with him. I think Bryce Young, the Texans would be a good spot, but you better protect that man, because if you let that man get his ass whooped back there, he is not going to last. He is too little to be having big monsters hitting him over there.
Y'all got 2 first-round picks, Coach?
Yep, we got 12 draft picks in the draft. We got pick 12 too.
Yeah, so y'all good money. So y'all can get your quarterback, and then you better go get him as a tackle. Yeah.
I think they're gonna go quarterback and tackle because Larry Tunsil is still there.
Yo, and we got Shaq Mason in the trade from Tampa Bay. We got Shaq Mason.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Who's y'all right tackle?
Right tackle Kenyon Green, the rookie.
Kenyon Green, yeah. I like Kenyon Green.
I will actually push him to right guard and draft the right tackle. Because his position in college was guard, but he did play tackle too at Texas A&M. But yeah, Texans will be all right, man. But Oh man, the Panthers take Anthony Richardson, man. Lord have mercy.
It's going to happen. I think it's going to happen, Pat. I really do,
I think
man.
it's a good chance it could too.
I really think it may happen, man. You know what I'm saying?
Shit, him on the Colts would be a bad idea. Well, if Jonathan Taylor's healthy, that help him out tremendously. But man, if you expecting this guy to go out there and dot some people up, man.
Who is he throwing to in Carolina? They traded their number one receiver.
They sure did.
And their running back.
Yeah, I forgot how bad Carolina is off. I forgot they got rid of DJ Moore.
Mm-hmm.
They still got what, Terrace Marshall?
Yeah, they still got him.
I think that's it.
Because Robbie Anderson ain't there no more either. Damn, who's the tight end?
I guess as good as mine, man. Yeah, they got some solid pieces on defense, but
man, I'll pull Eli on them motherfuckers. I'm not going to Carolina. I'll trip. Y'all take me, I'll retire. And get me killed out here.
That's gonna be a bad team, man. Bad team, man. For real, man. But we're gonna get on out of here. It's been an hour and a half, man. Appreciate y'all stopping by. Y'all please go sub to Coach Dante, man. And I'm pretty sure all y'all in the chat are sub to Big Pat Sports Talk. And if you ain't, I don't know what the hell you doing. Because this dude is fire, man. My bro, man. Appreciate you, man, coming through, holding us down this Sunday, man. But we're gonna get out of here, man. Until next Giants conversation, man. Peace.